There we go. Okay, now we're live.
Okay. We are correctly vibing.
Correctly. I had to remember to unmute my mic. If things were a little bit weird, that's why. Payday 2 does not like to play nicely with dual monitors, so anytime I have to switch over to the other one, it gets a little weird.
Yep.
Actually, if I just switch my ears on my headphones, I'm pretty sure I'll stop smacking my fucking head, my pop filter here. All right. Okay.
All right. Hello, chat. You exist. Hi. How you doing?
How's everyone doing?
Thanks about that. I would like to remind everybody this episode, even though it is a not same bat time or bat channel, this episode is still brought to you by our bat patrons. Adam Dark Architect, Dan Buxer G, Carlos Dragon Ferris, Play Cyber, Jimmy Vasquez, Justify, Johnson Denver, Legendary Boss, W Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Trevor, Shunpire, some guy named Starting to the Enver, and the Crow. If you like what we do, must use more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You get access to episodes early. Support us at the $5 and up level right now. You can get the Muramasa Wanted, White to the Second. It's uploaded. I did it today. And if that's not a plug, I don't know what is. Anyway, hi.
I don't know if Axe is being cheeky, but I feel it's slightly cheeky. First thing says, enjoy the solo runs. Not even a fucking high?
Also, yeah, I feel like this, I mean...
Also, I never, forbid him from, helping me during this fucking show, so...
I'm about to say, I don't think Axe was paying attention last week, but you were absolutely yelling at Loth on stream when Loth woke up. Like, you were doing it. It's not solo. You shouldn't jump in the VC with us, but we're chilling. We're just playing, well, Lucky's playing Payday. Because we decided to switcheroo to let everybody know. I discussed it a little on the Discord, but I haven't really, said it on YouTube or anything, but... Basically, how today's work went was I, made the AP public, made sure the audio was up for patrons and all that. You can check out the AP right now as well. I shot and stitched together and uploaded the Wanted for patrons. That'll go live tomorrow night at 11 ski because, again, there's no maintenance. We'll talk about that on Let's Talk. I did all the show notes, and as I was, putting the final touches on the news, I'm staring at this announcement of the TV project, and I'm like, hold on, when is this? And I ran the numbers, and it was it's 9 or 10 a.m. EST tomorrow morning, and I'm like, okay, that's different than the Friday night or Saturday night or whatever. We're gonna get the announcement for Lost Belt 7, and it's not gonna be anything. Which it wasn't. The announcement stream of Lost Belt 7 was just the PVs, which are cool, and didn't have anything crazy to announce yet. New Year's will be different, though. Because word on the street about Lost Belt 7 Part 1, other than our continual bamboozlement by a certain mushroom, is, yeah. So there'll probably be some spicy banner announcements and maybe some other, nonsense to talk about. Just kick that guy's ass. Mm-hmm. He really does not give a fuck, damn.
Well, he's the person I'm supposed to be protecting, so...
I know. It's probably better that way. I kind of figured he was a plot guy. You're stealing a prisoner, I see. But it's just funny to just kick his ass the whole time. But yeah, so I, finished the show notes and briefly brought it up with Lucky, and he's like, I'm always down to switch. I'm like, okay, sure. And Lucky is running Payday, because apparently the internet did not hate that Lucky did Payday last week.
That's good.
It was a perfectly normal episode of What's Up, which is good, and we're here. So, it was a decent amount last week when you streamed it, but you've been pretty keeping up on the Payday 2.
God damn it, the host left. Okay, apparently he didn't like how we were playing. I guess.
Oof. That sometimes happens with the multiplayers.
Yeah, that's why I don't generally like playing with randos, but I need to play with randos if I want to do higher level difficulty stuff, so...
I assume because some of the boys are not caught up with you yet to do some of that nonsense.
Oh, no, they should be caught up, unless they quit immediately last night.
They did a couple. Lost not online yet, though, so...
Yeah. Oh, hey.
I apologize, by the way, if I'm coughing a little bit. As is usual for us when we decided to change our plans rapidly, we were a little gung-ho, and I was just like, yeah, if we decide real fast, well, I can do 8 Eastern, and then I crammed pizza in my mouth. So,
Oh.
you know, I've literally just eaten some greasy pizza. Spoon. You'll be loving the spoon. Okay, yeah, that did not really work out. Sorry, I am gonna be trying to do more free quests while we're doing this, and I've noticed that at least in Yuga Kishtera, a lot of these free quests are very annoying. You can't really 3-turn them easily because they do the thing where they have all the classes that get you less NP refund, or they're doing like 2 guys per wave. Why on earth we decided we needed to make free quests like that, I don't know. But it's slightly less cruise control. But yeah, so you've been pretty big on the Payday thing all week.
Yeah, no, I'm remembering why I like this game. Like I said, it's an FPS that I can get behind and doesn't have it is not just inundated with overzealous PvP players.
Yeah.
It's like I like team-based shooters that aren't dumb, like Left 4 Dead 2. You can think it's great all you want, it's not.
Yeah, I think it's a little outdated these days, having played it. It's funny how video games become different and better over time. Some people will say old video games were better. And if you're okay with some of the jankiness of old games, I think they can have their charm. I'm sure there are still lots of old games I still really like to play. But there's also just, we talked about this last week with Left 4 Dead 2. There's just some things which are just technologically assumed these days. Like, I don't know, ADS. Usually video games also involve some kind of sprinting or extra mobility.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to bully all these guys. Sucks for Sim. I mean, I'll probably eventually play Darktide, but from what I've seen from gameplay, no, it's better, because, for instance, you can ADS, and you actually have, like, meaningful choices in your weapons and stuff, and, you know, you have different classes that do things, like, I believe it's the same for Vermintide, but, like, Darktide is not Left 4 Dead 2. That's a game that's newer and has, like, deeper gameplay. I know this because I can tell that just by watching it. Also, Axe, you didn't play Left 4 Dead 2 with us, so don't be coming to Left 4 Dead 2's defense. The game's like 15 years old. You weren't on that retro ride with us. I'd love to get you in there if you haven't, but you know, so you can see. But yeah, it's considering that I can, you know, for free boot up, like, you know, other FPS games that are even squad based and check them out. And there are some other like zombie squad based games that I never got around to trying. Like I always thought that, like, from its looks, the World War Z game actually looked pretty good. Like that had you know, distinct different classes you can do, and looked like it had lots of the little greebles for like different guns and shit you could unlock and customize. You know, that y'all know I'm a sucker for that. Also, by the way, I want to bring this up. Do you have a saw on a pipe in the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to confirm for the audience what we're doing here. I guess it's not really crazy until you have to thermal drill the ceiling. But yeah, no, like, I think that zombie horde shooters even have probably gone some places in the intervening, you know, literally how many years has it been? Hold on, I need to check now. Left 4 Dead 2, 2009. Yes, it has been over 10 years. It has been, yeah, like 13 years, almost 14, I think. Like, games have done different in that time. Now, obviously, you can say, to me anyway, you can say, but Omega, Lucky's playing Payday 2 right now, and he's really enjoying it. That game's also like that old, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is, yes, but I do know that they have done significant, like, content updates and gameplay overhauls in that time.
Oh, yeah, no, they constantly are doing, like, little DLC packs and updating. They've reworked their system, like, 3 times.
Yeah, I think I've talked about this with you. I don't remember if I've talked about it on a stream, but I played a decent amount of Payday 2, like, just, you know, solo me and the AI fucking around, no DLC or anything, when it was just, like, the base game on the PS3 version. And the version of Payday 2 that I played was, quite different than the version you are currently playing. We didn't have any of the, this was pre the memes about tank builds and dodge builds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the best thing you could do at the end of your infamy tree was unlock the ability to fucking power saw everything. And those few times I did play online for, like, missions or whatever to get in there, I greatly enjoyed whenever there was that one guy with a saw who was just like, fuck it. But yeah, it's a game that is evolving, and say what you will about Valve and their, game design guys, and certainly the longevity of playing their same games over and over again. TF2 still exists, right? It outlived Overwatch 1 because Blizzard are dumb. But, they don't really update their old games,
Mm-hmm.
Like, TF2, I'm pretty sure over the years has had a few new modes, that some people remember. Like, they have a literal, bot mode and stuff, but all the classes are basically the same. I know that sometimes they, like, rebalance some of the weapons and stuff. Did they eventually do all the Meet the X class videos? I don't even know. I think they got everybody.
Ow. I'm getting slapped.
But, like, yeah, you're getting bullied a little bit. There's a lot of guys. What?
This man's wearing a tiara. That's great.
Night. And he's headbanging. I'm also trying to figure out what the heck your, like, body angle was, because it looked like you were floating above the floor sideways. You might have been. I don't know.
All right, I'm just going to protect these goddamn drills.
But yeah, no, like, we did a couple of different maps in Left 4 Dead 2, and it's like, okay, I understand why this game was fun. And certainly there is something deeply amusing to me as a modern gamer to do what we did, which is fucking buy it for 99 cents, fire it up, immediately go to the Steam Workshop page, right, and just download all the stupidest mods. I'm like, yeah, okay, so Coach is Master Chief, Nick is Jotaro Kujo, I'm going to turn Rochelle into Quiet, and Ellis into, I think it was Isaac Clarke from Dead Space. And I'm going to get all the stupid guns because there's like 5 million mods to get a Girl's Frontline or a Blue Archive gun or any other number of Chinese-ass gacha game guns, and just go to town. All kinds of dumb stuff. You can turn hunters into Elmo, whatever you want to do. That's very funny. There's not really something you can take seriously for an extended period of time. In fact, I know that you and Loth both got started a little earlier than I did and went more ham on mods to start. And I think both of you said you had to dial it back at some point.
Oh, definitely Loth, because he turned everything into fucking Homer Simpson in the fucking car.
Yeah. I think I don't remember if you actually did, but I remember at one point you were definitely saying, I might need to turn some of these off.
Oh no, I definitely did. Some of them were a little too much for me.
Yeah, so like it's funny. It can be too funny, but it's an interesting experience. But core gameplay wise, I don't know. I found myself just getting the same old frustrations. We're all getting bodied by zombies. There's no quick turn. We can't sprint. We can't ADS to shoot better at range. What's that? 5 million special infected spawn? Well, I guess we just die.
Oh, someone just got cloaked. Oh, wait, no, no, they didn't. Nice.
Oh, is this what we call a difficulty tweak? But, yeah, it's, I guess that overall, if you're having fun with your pals playing Left 4 Dead 2, taking a reset, you wipe and just go again, that doesn't really seem like as big of a deal. It's one of those things where, like,
I love that.
I guess the way to put it, and you can, say if you agree with me or not, but Left 4 Dead 2 doesn't really change between resets, right? Like, it's just, you got to do better this time, or pray you get a different special spawn, and that's really it. It's not like, if you just go back a checkpoint to the finale, you can really change anything mechanically. It's just, you're like, okay, well, this time we'll do it slightly different, and hope that we're better at shooting zombies. What's that? We weren't better at shooting zombies, because we're all of us are rusty as hell. Marth literally hasn't played this game in his life ever. We didn't get better in 20 minutes? Oh, I guess we wiped again.
No, that's why I like Payday 2, because Payday 2, it's like, with Left 4 Dead, your options for weapons and your loadout is completely dependent on what's on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
So,
And I don't know, I feel like a decent number of the weapon spawns are, like, fixed.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they are. Like, I'm pretty sure, because I know we did, I can't remember what the fucking mall one is, a couple times. And
Dead Center.
Dead Center, and, those drops are in the exact same place.
Yeah.
But, like...
It's all part of the scripting.
So, like, when you're set with, like, basically basic, like, the only thing that changes your gameplay is your skill at it. Like, this one, I like Payday 2. They have a robust gun selection, multiple deployable objects that you can use, grenades, melee weapons, skill builds, perk decks. You have so much ability to change. Oh, I went down. To change how you play to better suit a situation. And no matter what map you do, it's very rarely the exact same.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I feel like Payday 2 were definitely one of the early kings of the... Not quite procedural, because it's not, like, truly random, but the machine has randomization built in. It'll fire up. It'll give you something different, like, every time. Like, yes, I remember, like, memorizing some of those old-ass Payday 2 maps. I've seen you play some of them and been like, hey, I remember this place. I remember the diamond store. I remember the storefront street.
Mm-hmm.
But how you actually play those missions is still a little bit different every time. And I don't know if necessarily when they started making this game, the Payday 2 guys were thinking of Payday 2 or the original Payday even as a horde shooter. It definitely feels like that sometimes.
Oh, it definitely feels like that sometimes. But it won't always be a horde shooter.
True. Right now we're experiencing a police assault.
Like, if, there are, several missions where you can stealth the entire way through. Me, Loth, and Axe actually had a few successful one of those, last night. But, if we mess up the stealth, which we almost inevitably do sometimes, yeah, then, first we have, the initial wave of cops, and, the longer we take, at it, the more do start showing up.
The silly part is the fact that Payday 2 escalates infinitely.
Yes.
You can just keep killing cops forever.
But because it's objective-based, as long as you're, pursuing the objective, you'll keep going.
Well, yeah, and first of all, I'll say, I also get that, Axe. The meth-making missions were in when I played Payday 2. Those have been in a long time. I'm pretty sure I've blown myself up a couple of times making meth in-game.
Drugs.
Because first of all, you would never catch me making meth in real life ever, because it is in fact really explosive and volatile, and it's full of shit that's bad for you, like battery acid. Don't do crystal meth, kids. But you can blow some stuff up. But yeah, that's the thing I wanted to say is it's funny. Axe in the chat that people can see is basically reiterating what you just said about Payday 2, about the objective focus, the heavy customization. That's what you like about it. That's what he likes about it. That's what I remember liking about it. And this is even before we got into half this shit. With all the different customization, and that's kind of, I think, where a lot of, like I said, a lot of later zombie horde shooters have kind of gone. Like it's what I think I remember from like how the World War Z game kind of looked and some other ones. I don't remember if Back 4 Blood ended up being a little too arcadey like Left 4 Dead 2. I think it had some performance problems when it first came out, but yeah, I don't remember a lot of people saying anything super stand out about that game. But that's the thing I'm gonna bring up. Like, Axe, you talk about like, oh, would we say the same thing about Darktide? No, because Darktide got that does the stuff about this gameplay that iterates, that you can be the psyker, the Ogryn, the veteran, whatever, you know, which are very wildly different things.
Oh, shit, I'm out
you
of
know,
ammo.
if you have mind bullets, or if you're just a big dumb guy, or if you have a bolter or whatever, you know, you can unlock crazy new weapons, and looks like it plays around with all that shit. You know, I played a little bit of Necromunda Hired Gun, which is basically like the 40k boomer shooter. You know, you're sprinting all the time. Oh my god, you go so fast. Like that also has like even then has like playing to 40k strengths of like lots of different weapons and weird shit. Left 4 Dead doesn't really do any of that more elevated gameplay stuff. Is I think the problem, because it's just like we booted it up and we're like, yeah, okay, it's been a long time since I played this game. I don't have all of my uncanny skills awakened again. Loth started developing his muscle memory by the time we were finished that night. Like, I talk about this. He was getting real freaky, awakening his arcane powers. But in general, it really did come down to, yep, this is the Left 4 Dead 2 gameplay. No, it's not going to change. Even if we install mods, it doesn't really do anything super different. Like, obviously, there's, like, cheat mods and stuff, and you can, like... And you can fuck around with some of the stuff. Like, for instance, I think I replaced all my SMGs with the silenced and unsilenced P90. I don't remember if the Left 4 Dead 2 SMG had 50-round magazines. The P90s I installed did. But that doesn't really matter for the sake of Left 4 Dead 2, right?
Right.
What's the difference between, like, 40 bullets and 50 bullets? It doesn't matter when it's coming out of the SMG. You're already empty. Rip you. So, like, then it just turned into... okay, tonight, do we want to keep banging our heads against this and just get good or not? And Lucky at the point where he was just like, no, I don't want to get good at this. I'm done. And I'm like, okay, we're done.
I think that's when I uninstalled it and installed Payday 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Like even though it's like I'm still doing like infinite waves of mooks, I don't necessarily feel like they're like literally spawning behind me. There are certain points that I know they'll show up. Like here, I know the cops will come up here. They will climb the fucking walls. I'm like, okay, that's good to know. You know, they'll jump off those roofs. They'll come up the fucking stairs. If I was playing Left 4 Dead, I could turn around and a zombie would have just spawned like right fucking there. Just to fuck with me.
Well, he wouldn't have spawned right there, but he would have spawned like just over the lip of the roof where you can't go and look, and just crawled up the roof. And I think, at least with the way Left 4 Dead 2's layout is, they would just crawl over like any corner of this roof, right? Like and I assume back in the day that was like a really powerful technological improvement. Hey, we can spawn all these fucking zombies like anywhere and have them kind of like naturally pathfind around this geometry. That's a cool technological thing. If you're talking about like tactics and planning, it's very bullshit. There's not a lot you could do other than just constantly be cracked out, head on a swivel, and we're not that good at that anymore.
I'm really not.
But yeah, so you're having a blast playing Payday 2 is what I'm getting at. I see Loth is logging in.
Yep. I'll probably grab him. I was considering asking if the Payday crew can join us in chat, but I decided against it. Like, go to Secret Gaming or something.
Yeah.
Because that's just...
We're still doing what's up, so
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like just keeping it just us, staying firm.
Why was there a civilian there?
We do other nonce. Like, hey, if you guys really want to hear Axe and Loth, go watch Fail Betrayal this week. We had fun. We got to talk about a Yu-Gi-Oh archetype of stuffed animals that turned into demonic stuffed animals with scissors coming out of them.
Oh.
It was very, very fucked up. Dallas had a blast.
Of course he did.
I mean, that's you. Lucky, you've just encapsulated one of Fail Betrayal's running jokes. Is the art for this archetype really fucked up? Yeah, Dallas is having a great time.
God damn it, Dallas.
Like, oh, gee, Dallas, no, you like the art style inspired by H.R. Giger or Hellraiser? You like something that looks like it crawled out of you know, Ringu 69?
Giggity.
Just trying to think of the most absurd joke I could do and just had to go with 69. I know, preemptively nice. Yes, Loth. We're doing what's up, as you can tell, so we're not here to clown. Not this week because that was my family get together. It was a little smaller than we planned, but there was still company over.
Dozer.
But, the Wednesday was our like I said, my family's holiday time get together. Everybody in the family did at least get FaceTimed to kind of do all that stuff, but you can also hear all of them on Final Fantasy 14 streams all the time, where we yell about lots of other things. So, are you dead right now?
Technically, I'm
Or
captured.
unconscious? Okay, you're captured. All right.
Yeah, you go down.
Because I know that Payday 2 does do that, but it's hard for me to remember what the stages are. It's been a long time.
Basically, you have 3 revives. The 4th time, you get put in custody. Payday 2 does have a neat mechanic. If you can get a hostage, you can trade them. You can trade them in for to get back in the game.
Which, by the way, is I appreciate the mechanic to actually let your friends respawn, but in context of the universe, is fucking insane. You'll take one single civilian trade back for one of these 4 crazy motherfuckers.
Apparently, Bane knows some fucking people.
Because
basically they say
down
like
the personal information of every single person you captured and finds.
Now,
like,
because look,
the
I mean,
one
see,
person
Bane
who's
is
gonna be upset.
negotiating. Depending on how many civilians you care, there's a trade delay, as people are just like, no.
Bane, I'm dying. Ah, I know the memes. Yes, we are doing What's Up today because, like I said, they're gonna do the TV special at like 9 p.m. or something, and then go until like just before midnight. So, yeah, it's just that'll be like 9 to 10 a.m. for us. So it's just kind of like, all right, okay. You trust me, I know. I have while I've got it muted for now, I have occasionally glanced in the JP spoiler channel, and it seems like just Lost Belt 7 stuff seems just nonsensical, crazy. That's actually I posted a tweet earlier this week, where I was just out about in the wilderness and saw somebody's great over the top summary of Fate's Day Night.
I saw that. That was so good.
Quote it, yeah, that tweet's doing numbers. Somebody fucking quote tweeted me and added I think Giga about it. I'm like, okay, guys, it's not that big of a deal. But that was part of a thread in another Reddit discussion that happened to be about Lost Belt 7 that was talking about how for like 18 years Fate has consistently been one-upping itself all the time, and it started from an insane place. But yeah, so like I felt I had to raise the question about whether to do the flip-flop, and we're doing the flip-flop.
I'm doing the flip-flop.
I'm sure you guys will appreciate all of the news, and obviously some of the stuff will still be like I'm not going to comment about anything that's actually happening in 7, because as far as I know, everything I've been told is a lie. The story is actually a double dream. We've been dead and dreaming dead the entire time. Nothing actually happened, but all the stuff that happened hypothetically is rad. And it does look like we have a bevy of new servants.
I have no idea what's happening.
There's dinosaurs, Lucky. There's dinosaurs.
That's all I need to know.
That's all I know.
That's all I need to know.
But yeah, so we'll get into some of that and get into not some of that and avoid some of it tomorrow. But until then, I'm gonna farm free quests for that quartz.
Actually, where the hell is Loth?
Where the hell is Loth? He's upside down right now.
Today, it's payday 2.
Yeah, luckily I don't think I follow anybody on Twitter who's being really crazy. Technically, I think Fino had a tweet about his stream he's doing because he's streaming Lost Belt 7 that was like maybe a little provocative, but obviously no outright spoilers. And anything else, maybe. YouTube tried to give me some stuff, and I'm like, don't recommend channel. Don't like that video.
Stop it.
No.
Desist?
I haven't had too many problems.
There's Loth. And his fucking common rider ass villain mask.
Yeah, the masks are great. I try to integrate them into the thumbnail appropriately.
Wait a minute, is that the suppressor I've been using on there? Hang on here. Oh, I know why I did it now. It's because, I have things that... Oh, that one's -2, though.
And as you can tell, by the way, from the title of the stream, Lucky is a Dodge Build fan.
I am.
We have been making the jokes. And making new jokes. I was watching you play yesterday evening, and I joked about, does your Dodge Build let you dodge cops' eyeballs? And you were like, no, actually, wait, yes. Because you're at the level you're at right now, cops will just walk right by you and not even notice.
Sometimes, yeah.
As you just dome them in the face, and then they slowly turn around and are like, "Hey, where'd all my friends go?"
I like to live my
What
best life.
everybody I know did.
You gave me shit over my fucking Mosin, though. And I was very upset.
Yeah, unnecessarily. I thought because of your anodized black finish, I thought that you would fully tactical this thing out. Not really. It's just got a threaded barrel, and you put like
I put
one of those
on
like
it.
thermal covers over the front. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can like turn like. Actually, can I just unequip it here? Oh, here, remove skin. Yeah, it's just the fucking skin. Oh, even without the skin, it's fucking black. Huh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And I mean, on the one hand, it's very funny because I don't know how you would get like a actual polymer clone of a Mosin. I mean, I guess it's not like they're copyrighted anymore. The gun's like 100 years old, and there's a fuck ton of them because it's Soviet surplus from the First World War. But yeah, there are, I'm sure, many jokes to be said about the ungodly things you can do to guns. I think you had the decent comeback of like, it's a Mosin, nobody cares. You're right. That's true. True facts. The Nugget is known as one of the cheapest starter guns for a reason. There are a lot of them. It's not like a rare antique or anything.
Haha, it's mine. I loaded it immediately. You're never gonna get it, Loth. I'm gonna spend all my money. You get to save. Doesn't that make you happy?
This is another thing I've picked up on. You and Loth in a contest to spend your money on.
Now you can buy more
extras.
microwavable macaroni. I know you like your pasta, Loth.
And I think Loth will always lose unless you forget because of upside down internet. This is like when we're playing 14 and like, Loth is doing party lead stuff or just, chauffeuring me places and we teleport and he's like, wait, I've lost Omega. He's gone. I haven't loaded it in yet. And me, I'm just like, PS5, solid state drive. Noom, I'm gone.
Now, if only you can get something for your damn computer so we can play more games together.
Yes, I have not yet begun shopping around, but that's in our watchword of everything.
Don't
Many
look at me.
things to be accomplished. Nobody look at him.
Nope. Oh, we don't got high cover here, son of a bitch. There's a camera! Why do they have a camera?
Why do they have a camera?
This is bullshit. I hate it.
And why is it a working camera?
No, don't look at me!
Look not.
Okay, I have a problem.
He has a problem, chat.
Okay, you know what? Fuck this camera. Oh, wait, I could have looped it. I'm an idiot. Well, I'll live. Maybe. No!
We'll all live down here.
Loth, what did you do?
Yeah,
Wait, what
really,
happened? What?
this-
Loth? Wait, what?
Is Loth covering for you?
Loth did something. Oh, a guy walked into him. Okay. No, that's a fair fucking cop.
Oh, he just got bumped in by a guy.
Yeah, if you get bumped into by a guard, they're like, Whomst?
They're like, wait a minute. In that 5 seconds of contact, I felt all the body armor and guns you're carrying. Die. and then he dies because it's fucking payday.
All right, see, we can find some key cards. We got a couple doors here, Loth.
Also, yeah, I've now that we've brought it up, to circle back, I'm very curious why the fuck there's a camera in this room. Is this just where they store the booze? Do they have an inventory loss problem? I guess it's covering the secure doors, but they're fucking secure doors. Payday 2 often, even just me watching it, makes me ask questions of like, what's going on here? And then you just like, Payday 2, baby. Doesn't matter. Slap drills.
Where's the damn manager? Key card. Ah! That guy was just peeking at me through the window.
Oh, he's peeking.
Oh, hey, package. Yoink. Dozer!
But speaking of playing together, we do have some more plans to do games. You brought this up earlier this week because I'm pretty sure timing-wise we won't be able to do our normal game Sunday. Because Axe is supposed to be in transit through our normal gaming hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought up just the idea to just civ and chill, I believe is what you called it.
Yeah.
So that should be a fun time. We talked about playing civ over the past week. That's one of the things that came up with Left 4 Dead. We could just, have a fun time. I'm pretty sure my Civ 6 is up to date, and I know it's installed. So I'll have to play around.
I want to fix this drill, but there's a lot of fucking cops. Oh, wait.
Yeah, a lot of FBI cops, too.
Oh, here comes Axe.
Is he just gonna assume direct control over one of the guys you got?
Probably. I'm probably gonna go down.
But I'm sure that we'll have some funny stories from that Sunday time period. I will also take the opportunity with the extra double week because obviously I had to get the one out on time to catch up and finish up the Gensekai writing. I have been scrolling it away. I hope you guys are ready for some very Italian NPC names.
So there's gonna be a lot of Z's and G's, aren't there?
There's some Z's, yeah. There's some double R's. I got some stuff. Because I'm assembling the full bevy of quests.
No!
Whoop.
Cloakers being the eternal fuckboys. Law! No!
You.
Oh, we're done. Oh, wait, I'm up!
Oh, he got it.
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up! Dodge build, save me!
You can't hit me. I'm not here. All right, you got that guy.
Hoomst! Hoo!
This taser guy has a great plan.
Oh, I heard that cloaker!
Hopefully chat understands the instinctive fear of the cloaker noise. What do we call him, the cloaker, by the way?
The what?
Why is the cloaker called the cloaker?
I don't know.
Because he's not really cloaked. I don't think they're actually supposed to be, like, stealth camoed. I guess they're kind of like... They're all wearing their fucking, Black Ops ninja gear with their night vision goggles, but... I don't know. I'm very surprised you did not manage to kill yourself in that much fire.
I move quick.
A lot of fire.
I am now down. I was trying to fix
Too
drill.
much fire. But yes, so I'm still working on our next Gensekai bit. We had a good session last time. You guys really enjoyed some of the bits.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to do some shopping. Shopping's always fun.
I ain't drilling this safe. I'm blowing this safe.
That sounds faster.
It is much
what
faster.
I think we need. 'Cause
Ah! Flash out! Open, 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 open. Woo! Loth, get up here! Defensible positions.
Found my handkerchief chat.
Cocaine! This is not cash. This is cocaine, but... Okay. We are fucked, I think. Where's the marked hostage? I'm blind.
I see drills.
Alright, we got a little axe back in. Nice. Nice us. Go us. Ah! I have been bonkest.
Yep.
That is not fair.
I'm gonna watch the line. Oh. What the? Oh. Okay, it was a cloaker. I was like, what the fuck is happening? No, he did a fucking handstand kickflip.
Alright, we done now. Good work,
Now we're
everybody. Alright, we will not try that on very hard again.
But yeah, so Jensica writing should be interesting over the next couple of weeks.
I'm excited.
Working on some different stuff. I've already said I've got some more dungeon crawly stuff planned. I'm aiming for some things that are a little more investigatory, a little more social, opportunities for sneaking, because technically one of you is multi-classed into rogue and as at no point I think really had to sneak that much. You guys did try at least one stakeout, which was a little odd. I think Dallas pretended to be a pile of roof tiles. I think that's how that worked out.
No, he pretended to be a gargoyle.
Right. Yes, of course. Yeah, he used magic to hide as a gargoyle. And then when it came to the actual chase, he was like, what's that? It's coordination to hop from rooftop to rooftop?
Oops.
Uh-oh. Reggie. And then he fell. And you just made yourself super fast and caught up anyway. Magic. This would be slightly different from that. But yeah, so playing into some of the stuff we haven't done a little bit. And hopefully bring you varied and sundry enemies and fun stuff.
I'm excited that I actually got to play a bit with altering gravity last time. There's a bunch of spell effects I haven't got a real chance to try out yet.
Yeah, alteration's pretty varied. You really wanted to try the one where you start a fire or an acidic atmosphere, and everybody was like, "No, Lucky, we need to save the goods first." And I'm like, "Yeah, no. If you do your actual plan of where you seal the cave up and start a big fire, you're gonna nuke those carts full of stuff you need to get back." I guess you could have taken the L, but usually the team tries not to be too murder hobo-y.
Watch pods. God damn it.
I think you may even get some of that as well, because one of the added effects I did for Barrier, which I saw this in another splat and thought it was very good, was letting you use Barrier to protect from specific environmental effects when you cast it. So
Okay.
there were some concerns about how wet you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was questions like, what can I do about not breathing? And I'm like, well, because you asked immediately, can I use alteration to create a bubble of air? And I was like, for a limited time, yeah. For certain amounts of concentration, that seems fair. But also the barrier effect to do environmental effects, you can protect from one thing, which drowning counts as a thing. So,
Mm-hmm. I imagine it's the difference of making a fucking like the difference between making like a personal bubble around a person and then just making a giant bubble. It's like barrier small bubble, alteration be big bubble. Bubble.
Yeah. Just something to give you, whether it's a bubble of air or you get the temporary water breathing or whatever.
Something. I'm gonna make these guys. We're gonna do the career thing.
Well, I appreciate that, Legendary. I'll let you know, even if you just end up sitting on it, because I'll probably figure out to do just a GPU anyway, as you do. But even when I was looking at stuff like on Black Friday, technically those were still separate. It was a bundle that Amazon was like offering on a deal, but it was still like, and technically your purchase of your graphics card is a separate charge. Why? I don't fucking know. Probably some nonsense to do with the different manufacturers and stuff. One guy, one company actually assembles the prepackaged PC and sells you the parts, and then they have a deal to, go to NVIDIA or whoever and actually sell you the GPU. Because it do be like that sometime. But yeah, so you've been pending? You've been pending a lot of time playing Payday.
Payday.
I think we've talked about that one decently, as Lucky will continue to yell at Payday 2.
Yes.
As you do. I know that I put it in the thumbnail, and there's another game you've been playing as well.
Yeah.
I think you got started like on Monday, so you talked a little bit about it during Dad of Boy. Go watch Dad of Boy. Parts of it were pretty cool. Other parts were slow. I'll genuinely agree with people. That Jotunheim segment, some parts of that are a little weirdly drawn out all at once, I guess, because we didn't want to bother pacing out, splitting it up a couple of times. I'll probably save that for a big overall thoughts when we're finally done with the game, but you can, as usual, catch my thoughts in real time on the stream. But you've been playing some Tactics Ogre Reborn, specifically.
Yeah.
So it's, been most of a weekish. Anything you want to add on to your thoughts from Monday-ish time?
Well, I'm trying to remember what I thought about...
I think you just said that you were having a good time, though you experienced a little bit of the unit paralysis, because it gives you a lot of guys back-to-back.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have any thoughts, really. Like, I can understand, like, why, like, playing Tactics Ogre definitely reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics. It got me, actually jonesing for a little bit. I did find out, though, you can buy it on the Google Play Store for, like, $6.99. And I think it's the PSP version.
Oh, yeah, it is War of the Lions. I was just gonna check that. Yep.
So I put that on my tablet, actually, so that's probably something I might play when I'm in bed. But, I'm always slightly upset at these tactic-style games. Because I never feel like my characters have enough options. Like, technically they do. Because here's the problem with, like, Tactics Ogre Reborn. You can... Ah! I forgot. Wrong gun. You can change classes and stuff, but everything's on a singular system. So if I'm like a level 20 character and I'm a knight, I can class change over to archer, and then I'm a level 20 archer, but all my skills are then of a level 20 archer. They just swap them all out, so I don't have any of the skills of being a knight anymore. That's something I'd like to
So I was just gonna say, so you get to keep your levels of advancement, and it's so if you need to like fully pivot, you can pivot, but you can't really hybridize.
No, you can't hybridize. And I do know there's like more classes to unlock. Like I'm still in I'm only in chapter 2. I made it. I'm only in chapter 2, so I can't really talk about what else is out there. I think the most unique class I found so far is Tamer. I think that's the newest one. Monster Tamer.
Okay.
But, no, it's like, so there's not really any class hybridization, which means that every, basically, version of that character is a carbon copy of that character. Mostly, and the only real difference is in the skills you pick. And the skills I've been seeing so far don't really excite me, I guess is the word I want to say. I know they're like base class and stuff, but like you only get oh shit, there is no door here. Ah shit. Oh, this is bad. This is actually bad. We got a really shitty place we're gonna have to run to. Hang on.
The placement is bad.
It is, but I'm blind right now and I'm slightly dying. We're gonna have to fucking take them out to a place that's on the street. Shit. If I can get out there, I'd try and... So many dudes. We basically got to go this way. Woo! As soon as I go out on my own, I get cloakered. That's my life.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the list. It seems like there's a decent variety, but it's definitely not super huge with the classes in the original Tactics Ogre. I don't know if they added any for
I don't think
the Reborn.
I don't think they did.
There should be unique classes for some of your people, or classes that are shared between like certain certain related characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does. It obviously the game is. Did the original Tactics Ogre come out? $1995 on the Sega Saturn.
Wait, is he?
Well, originally for the Super Famicom, but it was later Sega Saturn and PlayStation ports.
Do we gotta yeet them?
I could see some of our more limited pickups.
All right, fuck it. We gotta yeet them. That means we're gonna have to take a second different. I thought we were gonna. There's another place on the side over there. I thought we were gonna have to go there. But so like I don't like the fact that there's not as much, you know, customization between classes, and I don't feel like they have enough like right off the bat in classes too. Did this dude just like he just walked up through all my shit and just no-selled all my fucking armor-piercing shots. Like a bitch.
But, buddy, he's literally right behind you. There you go. Like you got him. Is that the AI who tried to pick you up?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured as much, because it was just ignoring the large armored man standing right behind them. But it was very funny.
All right, let me see if I can...
It was comedically timed. But yeah, so... Admittedly, you say you still feel like you're pretty early. You're only in like the second numbered chapter, but not a lot of options yet to really get in there. Yeah, I can see that. That's and especially for me, like I said, while I've played a little of the original FFT, and I think actually FFT does let you do some multi-classing stuff. Advanced definitely does that. Like both the advanced games, you literally have 2 active skill options, so. No matter what class you are, you can, you know, pick from at least the 2 pools of at least 2 jobs. And you've also got, like, your special, you know, passive abilities and reaction abilities and stuff. Those can also be from, like, any of the ones you've mastered, so. Well, you know, throwing the flashbang kind of worked. It broke part of the glass. But yeah, Tactics Ogre Reborn is in my backlog. I physically have it, but it's in my list of things. Because I ended up taking a little bit of a break from Crisis Core right before the finish. Just because, I've talked about this before, the game is very weirdly paced. And I've talked before about how the leveling is weird. Like, I guess sort of spoilers again for the whole Final Fantasy VII oeuvre, but, you know, the games have been out a long time. But, like, I'm at a point where, like, the game is giving me several no turning back warnings. Make sure to catch up on, like, your missions and stuff. But I'm still getting my ass blasted pretty regularly by the missions, just because some of these enemies are you know, like, I'm at, like, the part where I've unlocked, like, 7-star missions out of 10, and those are pretty solid, even with the ability to, you know, go to, like, hit the HP cap and stuff, and all kinds of other nonsense I can do. Like,
didn't my buy
some
armor
are still
fucking
pretty
driver?
chunky.
You motherfucker.
So like I'm hitting a stone wall on the missions, even though I feel like the game is telling me to like catch up on missions I haven't done yet. But like I did what arguably should feel like very climactic boss fight battles with Sephiroth, and they really weren't. I clowned on him pretty good. I was slightly over leveled from attempting to do missions and leveling up my
guys. I was
materia
just I was getting ammo. So if you guys need ammo, I guess you need to grab some too. But be careful.
It's a jungle out there. But yeah, so I have what should be a really hype, iconic moment of the showdown with Sephiroth in the reactor, and I'm just like, this is it? This is all we got? He just summoned some crystals to shoot magic at me. Half of which didn't work because I have an armlet that absorbs all 3 of the core element types. But then you do all that stuff, and like you feel like, that's a climactic moment. We're gonna move on to the next one, and then it's like, all right, now drag the unconscious Cloud through the village and get a sniper rifle and shoot some robots. And I'm like, okay, neat gameplay add, but also really weird. Why did we decide to tack on a new minigame here? But I guess that's just kind of the way the game is designed, right? Like it keeps throwing weird new stuff at you to kind of space out between just doing your same old in missions and stuff. I did have a lot of fun, though, with one mission I unlocked, because I unlocked the ones where you get to fight Shinra guys up to defeat 1,000 Shinra soldiers. I was doing that, I think, Monday before we did God of War, and it literally took me like 30 minutes just to keep whacking them all. And that was entertaining, at least, because I was knocking over so many guys. I was just rolling in DMW rolls and limit breaks and shit. Hold on, Discord is lagging a little bit. That's a little weird. Not really sure why would be doing that. Audacity has also got a little bit of lag.
Is it because cops are corrupt? I'm blind. Well, we only gotta wait like another minute and we'll be out of here. Like, be glad we didn't get a fucking weird-ass pickup all over there at the other building. There is one over there. It sucks. They keep just flashing me.
That sounds like like an offense. Keep flashing you. They should be put on some kind of list. I shouldn't have said that just then. I stopped the recording for a second because Audacity was lagging out. That actually could have been funny. Like he was talking about being Flash, and I made a joke about nudity. It's gone forever now. Okay, but Audacity is back. We're not lagging out anymore. We didn't really drop that much audio. But yes, so I've stopped playing Crisis Core for a little bit because I do a thing a lot with JRPGs where I'm like, yeah, I'm in it. I'm just gonna slam through everything, and then I get burned out and have to stop for a little bit. It happened with Final Fantasy VII Remake as well, where I was just like, yeah, I'm going. We're doing all this stuff. Why do I suddenly feel like I'm out of gas in this game? It's because I'm, playing it like a freak show human.
Oh, she got some
so I've actually started, because, Christmas and my birthday have come and gone. I've actually started on Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
No. If you are following me on Twitter in the middle of the night, you may have seen at least one Judgment-related tweet from me.
Oh, I haven't seen it. What was it?
Oh, I just grabbed a screenshot. It's about a side job where Yagami needs to acquire some panties from a store.
Oh yeah, you're finding the terrible 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over there. Okay.
Like on Thursday, I was still in chapter 1. I'm in chapter 2 now, which is when the game starts to unlock more things.
Man.
Doing side jobs, which is good because through chapter 1 as I'm huffing.
Good job, me. I opened those doors earlier.
Nice. But in chapter 1 as I'm getting assaulted by street thugs and having to go get a cup of cappuccino or eat a piece of cake to heal all the time, I'm like, boy, my money getting small. When do I get my money gain in? Well, when we got to chapter 2 and we started unlocking side jobs, I'm like, this is where all my fucking money comes from. Got it. There it is. I'll take 50,000 yen to, follow a guy who's drone stealing panties. He gets really fired up by sniffing the panties, and then he just I punched him in a corner. He got clowned on. But yeah, so I am playing Judgment. It's literally paused on my PlayStation right now because I was playing it before we decided to switcheroo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably get back to it when we're done here. But yeah, like Lucky has streamed Judgment a couple times for What's Up and talked about it to sell me on, and I was down for it, and he did, of course, as I talked about. Got a Black Friday deal and got him for me for Christmas and birthday combined with the notes. Lucky, another Lucky. So I was already like into the games. It was just continuing to be in my gigantic backlog, which still isn't getting too much smaller. But I said this to Lucky. I was already sold on this game, obviously, but I was extra sold when we actually get to the gameplay and, the actual game starts. It has a really dramatic loaded intro, and the fucking actual, credits and title sequence. I think, definitely at least you, and I think some other people like Axe may have made this comparison. It really does feel like a TV series.
Oh yeah, no, it's built literally like a TV series.
It's very very much structured like the kinds of J dramas you can like just watch on Netflix now. For instance, you can catch a lot of foreign TV that way.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but when it has this perfect noir moment where after all the intro, Yagami's just talking about his life in the city, and then just the saxophone creeps in under him, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is for me. This is the neo-noir stuff I like. The fact that when you do the photo missions, in addition to the cat meows, when you're doing investigation mode or hunting for photos, the saxophone just creeps in a little bit. The game designers really know what they're doing with the style of the game, like the whole way through.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, it's Like a Dragon Studios, and they have basically built the Like a Dragon series, the Yakuza series, basically as a TV crime drama show.
Yeah,
it has all those ups and downs and whatnot, but it's just, instead of constantly being down on the fucking on the crime drama bit, you can just break it up with moments of insane levity.
Yeah. And get their usual, Like a Dragon nonsense.
Yeah.
Like finding a panty professor on the roof of the batting cages and just kicking his ass.
Yes.
And then the cops show up to arrest him, even though I don't know if I called them. Whatever. I got paid. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so it's got all the right, feeling and vibes for this kind of stuff that's good to track on. And I'm enjoying our basic story structure. If you guys don't know or don't remember from when Lucky talked about it, you are Yagami, who started the Yagami Detective Agency in Kamurocho, because he used to be a lawyer, a defense lawyer. He got a very, very rare acquittal. Very uncommon. I like that they explicitly bring up this stat that 99.9% of all cases that go to court in Japan end in a conviction, because of the way that the prosecutorial system is empowered. And also just, it's called the prosecutors pick their cases correctly. This sort of information will be relevant whenever we get to the original Ace Attorney trilogy. It's not as important thematically for Great Ace Attorney, but very much in the structure of how the original Ace Attorney games are set up. But he gets a rare win, and then it all goes wrong. The guy he got off was allegedly actually was a serial killer and kills his girlfriend and burns their apartment down and blah blah blah, and he's crushed. He will never practice law again. So he becomes a private detective instead. And that's that's what it is. You're in the seedy underbelly. The saxophones are playing. You're smoking, and you're catching criminals because Yagami still wants the truth. And yeah, it's a good time. If you have played the Yakuza Like a Dragon games and didn't realize that Judgment is out there, go ahead and give them a try. Like I said, there's some what's-ups you can catch some footage on.
I think Judgment's a good series because it lets you get into the Like a Dragon series without actually having to start the entire Kazuma Kiryu saga, of which there are 7 games.
Yeah, it's a pretty hefty one.
There are like certain references
I know that the newest one so far, Like a Dragon 7, Yakuza 7, is also meant to be kind of another soft launch point.
Yeah. But the thing
'Cause
about
you're-
them is they all are connected. It's just different protagonists.
Yeah.
And you know
But obviously, you know,
they have one continuity.
Yeah. Yes. No. There are 7 numbered Yakuza games. There's also the prequel game, which has a 0 in its title.
Yeah. Well, actually, no.
And
I'm talking specifically about the Cosmic Kiryu saga. That is 0 through 6. 7
Yeah.
is Ichiban.
Yes. But yeah. So to clarify, somebody was like 7 games. Yeah. No. If you don't know, there's technically, I guess we should say there are in fact 8 numbered Yakuza games because one of them is numbered 0, and Like a Dragon 8 is also on the horizon. And that is not accounting for various Gaiden games and spin-offs, some of which are non-canon.
Yeah.
But still, like, there's quite a lot of games in this series, and they are getting more and more available. I know sometimes there is some iffy ports and some stuff, but like if you're on PlayStation Plus, if you've got a PlayStation, and if you've got an Xbox, I think most of the games are in Game Pass as well. But PlayStation's been doing pretty good to talk with you got to go studios. So like I think all of the numbered Yakuzas 0 through 7 are up there. They have the Kiwami version specifically of 1 and 2. So like the HD remaster versions. So it's a very hefty investment. I have played a little bit of the first Kiwami. I said the remastered version of 1, and I like it, but they're very dense games. I honestly, I kind of feel like some of the older school Yakuza games feel like they're even more dense, just because that's kind of, they are older, so there's some real time killing opportunities in there.
Nope. Sorry, I tried to stop it, Axe. I really did.
He's just too fast.
They fast.
Literally, I think if you play that one back in frame by frame, there's like a frame where the cloaker is like 5 feet away from Axe, and then the next frame, the cloaker's boot is embedded upside down in Axe's head. It was pretty fast. But yeah, no, Yakuza is really big. Like a Dragon is actually, because it was very similar to Resident Evil. They ended up with 2 different titles in 2 different areas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lucky was trying. He took a shot at the guy, but he's using a bolt action, and Cloaker would be fast. Always be cloaking. But yeah, so...
yes, I am trying, because I do not want to fail this mission and have to do this again. So yes, I have a vested interest in keeping Axe alive.
It's known as Yakuza Over Here until 7, where they unified the 2, where it was, I think, known as Yakuza Like a Dragon in both sides, and then they are planning on being mostly Like a Dragon.
Oh yeah, no, because with Like a Dragon fans are excited because next February we're getting Like a Dragon Ishin, which is the Meiji Restoration one.
Yeah, Bakumatsu period one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's technically a remaster or remake version.
Yeah, it's Kiwami.
But the original one did not come out over here.
Yes.
Because I think at the time when it was made, they rightly assumed that the Western audiences would not be down with this weird Yakuza side game set during a historical period. Yeah, but now through the power of globalization and marketing, we're all about that shit.
Yeah, no, Yakuza 1 and 2 on the PS2 did not actually sell that well.
Yeah, I'm trying to... let's see. PS2 era, so that would be like, GTA 3 and 4 timeline, I think.
Yeah.
That's, you got some early Saints Rows, which obviously Yakuza isn't really like those games. But definitely I can imagine that people would probably compare them because they are open world crime games, but the motivations and the combat styles and other forms of activity are very different. So, yeah, I could see people not being down to clown. That was the PS2 era was definitely, I feel like, the peak period in, the early 2000s was the peak, either you're a Western jock-like video game fan who's like, I don't play any of them girly JRPGs with their skinny boy protagonists. I only play Madden and Call of Duty. But nowadays it's just like, hello, yes, I play Japanese video games.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do also believe early next year, they're they've also got the next Gaiden game, The Man with No Name, is also planned to come out.
Yes.
Let me go check that. Yeah, so. And Like a Dragon 8 is in development actively. But yeah, so big series, big studio. They're now their own standalone studio. I don't remember when they officially got the Like a Dragon Studio, sub name, but they've had it for a little bit, but they're under Sega directly. In case you couldn't tell by the fact that Club Sega is fucking everywhere in Kamurocho. Big letters, big signs. But yeah, so been playing Judgment. I'm having a good time. I like a lot of the characters and stuff. Oh, I want to say this. I'm playing in Japanese because obviously, original language and all that. You catch some extra stuff that way. I still think they've got a fucking ballin' dubcast for Judgment as well. Like Kaito is fucking Crispin Freeman in English.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of great casting choices. But yeah, it's having a blast with all the characters and games and stuff. I haven't even gotten into, all of the weird mini games and stuff. Like I unlocked drone racing very recently, but that was last night. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to throw myself whole hog into this this mini game yet.
Yeah.
It's late. I'll come back to this. But yeah, it's a fun time. If I had to say the only thing that I'm personally not having a lot of fun with right now is actually fighting.
Really?
Yeah. And I admit, I think some of that is because I'm still very early and I have not bought some of the upgrades for like extra damage or extra combo speed yet. When you don't have your upgrades, the basic combo feels a little sluggish to me compared to like me playing like God of War, right? So it feels a little slow, and as a choice, I don't know how much I like the way the like sidestepping and the combat stance lock-on works. I kind of wish I could just toggle lock-on to guys. I feel like I get confused with the camera sometimes. It's not real bad. It's just I have gotten bullied by some tougher enemies because, and this is how I remember Yakuza Kiwami as well. Big tough guys tend to have a lot of super armor. They don't really care if you're punching them when they're doing an attack a lot of the time. I did recently unlock the EX counter ability, so taunt and then triangle to counter. That I am enjoying using. So like I feel like it's just the kind of thing where I need to get a little deeper into the skill tree and loosen it up. I'm a little clunky right now, and so I've gotten a little annoyed about getting my ass kicked in alleyways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just, different flavors of stuff. And obviously, as you progress and find new skill books and stuff, you can unlock a lot of stuff. I do want to say I like that there's a whole section of the skills selection about just making you slightly better at minigames and other stuff like that. Like, I could, in fact, do all of the lock picking by feel, but for very, very cheap amounts of special points, you can be like, hey, you can just see the seam line on some of your lock picks. And I'm like, okay, that gets us started faster. There's stuff I haven't even done, like you can get extra time on, like, losing people tailing, or make it so that you generate less aggro when tailing. There's one where you make tailing targets less suspicious when you knock something over. That I'm like, well, I just won't knock anything over, But it's still there, like, if you want it, There's stuff for, like, giving you extra vibration before the perfect shot in a photo type mission. I'm like, this is neat. I like this. Like, it shows that, if you are right away perfectly balanced at this combat system and getting in there, you can spend all your points on the minigame end. Maybe if you're good at minigames and the, the various sub things for, like, picking locks, taking pictures, driving your drone. But like me, you're getting bullied a little at combat. You can, save up your points and start buying extra HP and stuff. And I think it's because technically you got me, like, the launch edition or something. My mailbox in-game did come filled with loads of bullshit that I will probably play around sometime with, like, give all of my punches fire ability or instant death if I want to use this thing and stuff like that. And extra starting healing items and outfits for stuff. And lots of extra decorations, so my office is not bare right away. I got, like, a dozen cats in the mailbox. Don't ask me how that worked. By the way, I do love, though, that is a decoration option, is you can get access to just different varieties of cat and use them to decorate your office. it's a fun time. So yeah, I will continue to give my thoughts on there because it's seems like a solid game that I will continue to whittle away at over the upcoming month. And obviously, I've also got Lost Judgment, so we can swing right into the sequel when we're caught up. While I'm waiting for the Dead Space remake and the physical release of Mahou to come out, because that'll be next month. I got a decent wealth of birthday and Christmas gift cards that I haven't spent yet, and probably won't for a little bit. I'll wait a little bit because I got a lot of stuff on the backlog to chew through. Like I said, I've also got Tactics Ogre, and some other stuff to get into. Got a few Stimgems. Loth, you okay, buddy?
Oh, I'm fucking with him because he keeps trying to tell me where the career function is. So every time he does it, I just leave the lobby.
Oh, you're like, oh, is it here?
Yeah, just leave the lobby.
There's some rabbits in snow. I'll retweet that. I gotta finish playing Pokemon at some point. Get back to that.
Well, you want to be a know-it-all Nancy, Loth? I'm just gonna keep doing weird shit. Also,
the back.
Nah. Oh, all right. So, let's see here. So yeah. So, oh god, I keep looking at a bunch of games. Like, I'm not really like I'm in this weird floaty game kind of space.
Yeah, I know that one.
Actually, wait. Doesn't 6.3 start next week? Hang on. Was it January 3rd?
It's pretty early in January.
Let me double check that real quick. No, 10th. Okay, so it's the week after next. Okay, thank God. Sorry, I had to go double check that. Because I was actually debating playing Final Fantasy XIV for What's Up, but I was like, I mean, oh. Alright, no fighting about dubs. I'll say right here, I don't like just about any English dubs. What you gonna say to me? You gonna convince me? No, because they all sound the fucking same to me. It's like the same 3 different female voices and like 4 different male ones. Constantly. That's their only settings.
It's gotten better over the last couple
No, it's gotten
years,
better,
yeah,
trust me. It's gotten fucking better. But there was this period of like in the 90s where they were really fucking good. And then from like the 2000s to like 2015, they were super fucking shitty, and then they started getting better again.
We definitely got like a weird narrowing down somewhere where a lot of the same. I'm gonna guess it was probably just in the anime blow up. There were like 1 or 2 dubbing sections, and it was like, hey, are you in California or Texas? Okay, you have these same actors all the time.
Everyone's ready. Everyone's ready. No, so I'll freaking say it. Like, I remember I specifically called out a specific scene playing Tales of Arise of the differences between Law's voice actor and English and Japanese voice actor in a particular scene, and just showing them the difference in how they were delivered. It's like how one sounds like way more emotionally dead than the other one.
And sometimes, there's... I mean, I don't feel the need to fucking call it Xenoblade like that all the time. But anyway, like, there's definitely something to be said for... And like we said, things have gotten better. Things have really changed over the last few years. A lot of times, like, the English dub cast is like, this is being done, while the game is being made or is about to be made out there, and... you've just got access to the translated script in front of you. If then,
Like this is the thing. This is the thing that always gets me though. It's like what I always think the problem is they never really put the thought of the character, the voice of the character. That's the thing that always gets to me. Like, they always try to they see their character and they just try to shoehorn one of the fucking 4 voices they have. But like when it's an English game, it's like usually English games are fine. This is why I have the policy of I always play whatever game I'm playing. I try to play it in its native language, Because usually I
Yeah.
always find the voices best suit that.
Yeah, and that probably has to do a lot with the script writing process and then the direction.
Oh yeah, no, like
Um,
16, I'm gonna play in English because fucking Yoshi P said that they did the fucking voices in English first because they wanted to make a more faithful script that way. So, like, for me, like that's the original language.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing I was going to bring up. That's definitely been a thing that has been much more changing over the past few years, where like even studios in like Japan and stuff are going out of their way to like actually, work with the English cast and do their direction notes, take their hand in the casting for better or worse and stuff like that, and get out there. Sometimes I think that there are practical concerns, like.
All right, let's see.
For instance, if you want to talk about, like, say, Metal Gear Solid 5, obviously, I'm pretty sure Hideo Kojima intended for Kiefer Sutherland to take over as Venom Snake. He, there was been tension over the years between the Metal Gear, team at Konami and David Hayter, and we know Kojima is a big fan of actors and stuff, and wanted to do a change up. So I'm sure that was an intended casting choice by Kojima, and there was probably some level of directing on his part for. Sutherland's performance specifically.
What happened? What happened? Who saw?
But also, I suspect that some of the reason why the game's cutscenes are structured the way they are, and that there's not a lot of them, and there's a lot of tapes, is because getting Kiefer Sutherland to do audio drama tapes was probably a lot cheaper than, getting him to do any performance capture input. Or perhaps Kiefer Sutherland was, too much of a big boy Hollywood actor to come down to mocap studios and do that kind of performance capture.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, it would have been expensive and time consuming. But there's definitely a lot that can be done there. Like, it's similar. I assume, Lucky, that you played Death Stranding in English as well.
Yeah.
Because even though Kojima is Japanese, and I'm sure that there's a very functional Japanese dub with people he likes, he went out of his way to get, English-speaking actors to do all the performance capture and stuff and be these roles and, like, super ink suit actor stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a great point about... That's why, for instance, I am playing Judgment in Japanese, even though I know that I like some of these voice actors and I know they do good stuff. The original language is still Japanese, and I'm sure that that's where a decent, amount of the direction is. And I have no problem reading subtitles and following along by what my limited Japanese knowledge is.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I have actually, watched some anime or played some Japanese games that are done up in Japanese out instead of English, and they involve lots of European-ass terms, and I'm just like, wow, this really sucks me out of it when you're pronouncing these names really weird and you're not making an effort to, change your pronunciation because nobody on the Japanese voice directing side cares. That's kind of the other side of the coin, playing things in their original language. And that's definitely something, like we said, have changed. Like, it's a lot easier for the Japanese side to, like, get oversight on the scripts and actually do the changes and do the direction. And I will say sometimes I do think that means that, like, even then the dubs can end up weirder for the sake of input by the Japanese side. I know that the English cast of Persona 5, love them to death. They do great work. A lot of excellent memes in all their delivery. I know that there are a couple of cases where they have, like, some weird pronunciations and some weird reads, and all those actors have usually said, yeah, that's how we were directed in the booth. Like, we may have done different things with our characters and so on, but, we were told to do this certain kind of delivery in the booth, and at the end of the day, the guy in the ADR director or whoever, signs our paychecks, so. There's definitely that interesting relationship about the recording and everything, and the scripting.
Yeah, no, but...
Yeah, it's always really interesting to get into. Old school translations can be pretty wild, and they definitely feel like the 2000s era you're talking about was very, very Wild West, because it was like, oh shit, everything is voiced now. What do we do? Yeah, in here. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I think January's games are pretty locked in. I don't think there's going to be any sudden announcements. Forspoken's coming out. I'm probably not going to pick that up on launch, but I'm still interested unless the game is super fucking broken. But it comes out like 3 days before Dead Space Remake. As said, I will be playing that one right away. Fire Emblem Engage comes out next month. I still feel really weird about, like, I personally, even though all the marketing, I'm like, that game's coming out already? I feel like it's just happening so fast, and I don't know if I'm not seeing the right trailers and stuff. I don't feel really sucked in by the marketing. I've heard some people talk about, like, there's some vague impressions because it's out for, like, reviews and stuff that, like, the gameplay is good, so I'll see how it shakes out, I guess. But, you know, that's just one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, it's coming out. Well, I guess I care. We'll see. Obviously, the Mahayo physical release is coming out. That's important. Theorhythm Final Bar Line is the 16th of February. That'll be a good pickup. As we said, Like a Dragon Ishin is February 21st. Man, I feel like February is very, very back-end loaded. There's a lot of stuff coming out late. Octopath Traveler 2, 24th. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, the 24th. Alter Ryza 3, the 24th. Blood Bowl Thief, the 23rd. Stuff coming out. And we don't have a super long list of games in March, but there's already quite a few in there. That's going to be Jedi Survivor, RE4 Remake, the Bayonetta prequel on the Switch, another Fatal Frame game, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse coming everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one? Was that one of the ones that was banished to, like, Wii U or something, or is that actually a new game?
Which one?
Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse.
I believe it was a
It's
Wii U.
PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, and Xbox
I believe that
One
was
with PC.
either that was one that never came to US or was, you know, isolated on the Wii U. It was one of those two.
Yeah, because it's coming out on everything. So I'm like, okay, this is either brand new or it was like one of their weird isolated ports. Also, funnily enough, allegedly, Skull and Bones coming out March 9th. I feel like that's like the much like what we were hearing about, like, I think Anthem before it came out. I feel like Skull and Bones is the, like, train wreck you can't look away from game. Like,
kind of, yeah.
It's been so delayed and relaunched and everything, and I'm just like, I just want to. I can't wait to see what happens, because it's one of those concepts that when it got previewed like 5 years ago, it was like, oh, that sounds neat. We're all doing pirate games, cool. And then this one never happened, and I'm like, what is going on here? What will this look like when we're done? So we'll see on that. But yeah, Jedi Survivor's another big boy one.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark's looking pretty good. And there's lots more out there. Though, speaking of Jedi Survivor, that does remind me. We talked about the leaked PS Plus games. Turns out it was true. It is, in fact, going to be Fallen Order, Fallout 76, and Axiom Verge 2. Feels like kind of a weird one because Fallout 76 is already on PS Plus Extra. So some people could already grab it in, but it's interesting anyway. And, obviously, already beat Fallen Order myself, but, if you haven't played it, it's free. Check it out. It's a good time. Sequel's coming up soon. I don't really know much about Axiom Verge or Axiom Verge 2, but that's also coming. And I think that one is going to be technically a little bit of around its launch.
Oh, shit. All right. We're not going to be able to go through that way. There's just too many guys up front.
Also, though, speaking of potential leaks, I did come across something while I was skimming the news today for anything interesting to talk about. So you're rescheduling suddenly. And so apparently there have been some job postings for artists related to Death Stranding 2.
Really?
Yes, which may have given away a release window. That's obviously not announced yet, but It seems that based on the job posting, we are looking at a possible release window for 2024.
Sounds about right. It's probably gonna be late 2024, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we've only just now got an actual proper, like, first look trailer and announcements and stuff. But yeah, so 2024 sounds about right. It's a little early, but it, works out. Just skim. That's really weird. Sorry, just see a news article about Horizon Forbidden West's alpha build was leaked online after the game came out many months ago. Weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
That, whatever. Some people care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me start this override. All right, Axe, we're gonna move outside while that does things. Okay, so that's what it is. We have to break those 2 boxes. Okay. All right. Shit. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Did he go that way? He went that way.
All right. Nothing to see.
Fucking cameras.
Look, he's concentrating right now,
Yeah,
so I'll talk about something else.
Sorry, yeah, this is stealth, so I gotta actually.
Yeah, no.
Brain.
Okay. I do have something I want to pick your brain about because I've noticed you once again in anime and manga posting a lot.
Okay.
About stuff. So anything you want to, throw out on the podcast, but we'll come back to that when you have a chance to, breathe and think about stuff. So I'll throw out some other stuff there. So it wasn't indeed my birthday this past week. You can get your belated happy birthdays in now. But I've talked about, how we usually do things. So didn't really want to go out and see any movies in the theaters. So instead, we stayed in, got some spicy hot wings, and family rented Top Gun Maverick because I hadn't seen that yet. And watched it. So, overall, pretty positive thoughts. Pretty good movie. I can kind of see why, even though it was supposed to release in 2019, Tom Cruise and the production team held it back for a few years to make sure it could get that theater experience. Obviously, we got a little bit of a home theater setup, projector screen and all. We should have run some popcorn, but we didn't. That's okay. I had
God damn it.
Sea salt caramel gelato instead. We had some leftover desserts from family holiday stuff.
Shit.
But overall, yeah, like I said, positive experience.
Okay, let's go up.
Wonderfully filmed movie. Only the kind of nonsense that you can get with a, Tom Cruise produced production, because I'm pretty sure even though he's 60 years old, he still mostly only makes movies so he can do new fun things to break all his bones in. But it is a beautifully shot and cinematographed film, because there's all kinds of practical shots in airplanes, all kinds of stuff. Apparently really demanding for the actors, because a lot of the time they were, when they were supposed to be doing piloting shots, they're actually sitting in the back seat of a plane, while the front seat is the actual pilot. But that means they had to manage all of their own camera equipment and stuff. because it's not like you can have the production crew in the cockpit with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, wonderfully shot. And honest to God, the closest thing we're ever going to get to an Ace Combat movie. And I'm not just saying that because there is, in fact, a lot of cross-promotion with Ace Combat 7 and Top Gun Maverick.
Fuck.
Literally, there are Top Gun Maverick versions of the game, and there's a Top Gun Maverick DLC, which includes planes from the movie film.
What? Okay, that was my fucking bad. Apparently, there's this camera right up... Yes, Sloth, thank you. ECM! Oh. Well, Axis ECMs are now useless.
So I was trying to follow some of that going on there. You were opening and closing the...
Yeah, no, I was trying to cut a wire, but the thing is very finicky.
You gotta get right up in that wire. And obviously there was a camera watching that exact box just in case somebody decided to slip that wire.
Yes.
Because the people who run this office are apparently insane. No, open it right up.
Yeah, Axe, if a camera ever gets tripped, drop a fucking ECM like immediately so we can delay it.
But yeah, so obviously, like I said, there's literal Ace Combat cross-promotion with Top Gun Maverick. But also, the movie is just structured like it's Ace... The literal mission that all this training is being done, and they got this new generation of pilots and stuff, and they're, taking Tom Cruise to train him. It's a literal Ace Combat mission. It's a canyon run with a minimum altitude. You can't go above the height, otherwise the SAM missiles blow your ass up. And then you got to do a narrow... You got to do a steep climb, dive, bomb a precision target, and then fucking climb again at G-forces that normally kill you, and then get the fuck out before you get blown up by the 5th generation fighters. I will also say the movie Top Gun Maverick is hilarious in that so that it can be shown anywhere in the world. They have very carefully developed it so that it takes place nowhere that exists on Earth. And what I mean by that is obviously they had physical locations on Earth where they did all the filming, but there is a very nondescript force who are attempting to violate a nondescript NATO treaty about uranium enrichment. And they're somewhere near a coast because obviously, Top Gun, it's a naval aviation movie, so there's carrier launches. Some beautiful fucking carrier launches. I don't remember what ships they got to stand in for it. It was the Enterprise in the first Top Gun, but I don't know which ones it was. I think it was the Teddy Roosevelt was one of them. But there's a great through line shot of a catapult launch of it's just a long shot of Tom Cruise in the cockpit. He does the catapult launch and they just follow the shot the whole way while he takes off. A lot of stuff is beautifully shot in this movie. It looks great. But so it's a coastal country that is enriching uranium. But the target is in a canyon in the snowy mountains somewhere where it's very clearly snowing in winter, even though I think this movie came out in summer. And it is a minor plot point that in addition to these unnamed 5th generation fighters, a clear stand-in for Su-57s, the alleged Russian-made 5th generation fighter, if any of them actually exist and are real. We've learned a lot in the war in Ukraine about how much Russia doesn't actually have anything, actually. Everything they developed over the last 30 years is probably fake. Or they designed 5 of them and never built any more. But yeah, so they are very clearly meant to be Su-57s, the what is codenamed by NATO the Felon, because all the fighters have F reporting names, Foxbat, Fantail, shit like that. And they're not a stand-in for China's latest generation aircraft, the J-20. But also it's a plot point that in addition to these, super rare Russian-made highly advanced fighter jets, they've also got some museum piece is lying around. So they have old F-14 Tomcats sitting around on their airbase.
I just threw it on the fucking ground.
Threw it on the ground. That is a little bit of a missed throw. Did it bounce off Loth and stop?
No, I think Axe misunderstood how heavy the fucking thing was. So when you tried to throw it to the van, it just went straight to the ground.
It do be like that in Payday sometime. But yeah, so this unnamed snowy nation as F-14s, which in real life, by the way, is literally just Iran. We gave Iran some F-14s before the Iranian Revolution and stuff, and in fact, the U.S. keeps a very close control on F-14 Tomcat parts. Lots of our F-14s that went out of service were straight up scrapped so that Iran couldn't get replacement parts on the black market. So, like, it sounds like it's a stand-in for like Iran, and the mission is very similar to an operation that Israel's Air Force actually carried out in the 80s against Iraq. But again, it's like in the middle of the snowy mountains. There's a fucking Hind D gunship at one point. So it's like the film is built so that it could be literally anywhere or nowhere. And it works. It's the same way that like Ace Combat works with like all of its fake ass geography. So it's a great time. There's a lot of focus on the jets. I think they have a great supporting cast, you know, of all the other like the young pilots they bring in. They've got a lady pilot who's like, you know, our like third string most important character. She does good. Her backseater is just named Bob. That's his call sign, Bob. He's great. You know, there's you know all this tumult, this drama with the fact that you know Maverick is one of the characters, and then one of the other pilots is his former backseater, his dead backseater, Goose's son, Rooster. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on there. I don't know if I would have. Well, I guess you don't get to pick your call sign, but you know, being called Rooster when your dad was Goose. There's the character of Hangman, because he's always gonna hang you out to dry. So he's the super asshole pilot. That guy's. I don't remember what the actor's name is. He's so good at that though, like because he's just a smug asshole. I said this at the time we watched it. He is what the kids call a fuckboy. Because he's real good and he knows it. And like it's at one point somebody says, "Hey man, you look good," and he's like, "I am good, real good." And they're like, "Oh my god, Hangman!" But he's got like the cool stencil on his like. All of them have their call signs on their helmet. So the way Hangman has his is it looks like a game Hangman that's incomplete, you know, like with the blank spaces and shit. Like it's this game or not game. It feels like a game. This movie oozes that like easily identifiable game like quality. Like all of the pilots have their specific like, you know, names on their helmets. They've all got their personalities and stuff. Even the ones that are minor characters that like don't hardly talk, you can usually catch them in the background. Like the only thing we didn't do was give everybody's planes like straight up different you know, special color schemes, and I assume that's because the Pentagon really didn't want to repaint any of their planes. But yeah, I had a very good time with it. I was immediately like, how much is that Top Gun DLC in Ace Combat again? It's still $20. It's a full price DLC for like a bunch of extra planes. Though you could also get BGM music in multiplayer mode for the Ace Combat arrangements of Danger Zone and the Top Gun anthem. The Ace Combat team knows what they're doing. Now, take all that money you made off this brand deal and please release Ace Combat 8. Okay, thanks, bye. Or you know, other video game companies are doing this. You can remaster old Ace Combats. I only really played 7, so if you can bring me some of the old shit, I'd love it. Anyway. So yeah, I fucking love planes and all that dumb shit, and it's a really cool. It's not like the greatest plot in the world, but you feel it all, and there's some surprises and stuff. I don't know if the movie's old, so I guess I can quote unquote spoil it. But I actually like that they avoid the easy pitfall of like cheaply killing off some of the new characters or even killing off Maverick to get the cheap heat. They don't do that. You know, it's all just in the drama of whether or not we'll succeed the mission. They got a lot of the cameos back. There's some weird things with the romance subplot where they brought in basically a new character whose name is like she was an aside reference in the first movie. Because was it Kim Cattrall? Whoever played the female romantic lead in the first Top Gun movie, she and Tom Cruise hated each other's guts and their chemistry was terrible. So she was not coming back for the sequel. So they had to kind of figure out a way to dovetail that one. So they brought in a character who was only mentioned off screen and tried to play it up like she was there the whole time. It reads a little weird, but it's not like bad or anything. And there's some good jokes in there, but it just leads to some of the weird pacing. But yeah, it's a good time. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And it's on like, you know, Paramount Plus and rentals and shit. And like I said, you can just You could just fast forward through the first, like 30 minutes of the movie and just get to all the crazy plane shit. Though, don't skip the intro sequence. There's a very extended setup bit of Maverick operating a prototype hypersonic craft, the Dark Star, which was designed by the actual fucking skunkworks at Groom Lake. It's got their logo on it and stuff. It's based off a prototype for a replacement for the Blackbird, a hypothetical SR-72. That was supposed to be a drone. This one's manned because Tom Cruise is in it, but it's a mock-up. So, like, it has all the fucking sick-ass, stealth lines and shit you'd expect. But there's a great sequence where Maverick's trying to get that baby up to, like, Mach 10, and there's some really beautiful cinematography there. So, great shit. For all of it, it doesn't really serve a purpose in the greater plot of the movie. It just explains why Maverick's in trouble again and has to be sent back to Top Gun to teach. But it's got the cameos, it's got the good shit, plain stuff. Like I said, some of the most phenomenal practical action shooting for like dogfighting and stuff you've seen. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, there you go. Top Gun Maverick. Had a fun time. Like planes. Simple as.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you boys are...
Top Gun was definitely a movie of my youth.
Yeah. And this is a very well made sequel. I depending on when the last time you've watched Top Gun, you might not remember it very well, but they do a great job of basically recreating the opening, but in modern times. It starts with the exact same intro, the text intro about the fighter weapons school, even though they haven't called it fighter weapons school since the 90s. It's got a different name now. But it does, the title card with the Top Gun. It does the Top Gun anthem with the guitar. It converts into Danger Zone while they show, fucking planes taking off of aircraft carriers and shit. Like, it's a sequel that is made with love and appreciation for the original, while still managing to, like, escalate the craft of filmmaking and, bring in new characters and shit. Lots of just little nods to all the fucking meme quotes. I think the only thing they didn't do is I don't remember if there's an explicit use of the phrase, I have a need for speed. But there's some great zingers in there. Tom Cruise runs at some point because he really likes to do that. No idea. We just had to cram it in there somewhere. But yeah, no, there's all kinds of great shit. There's a wonderful shot. If you ever want to understand where our fucking military budget goes, they bring in a missile cruiser. I think it was actually the Leyte Gulf. They show like a mass Tomahawk launching to blow up the enemy airbase, and it's just like, yep, that's what we do now. That's a couple $1 billion down the drain, but boy, howdy, it works. And it looks good on camera. So check them out. Big fan of planes. I believe that Lucky is now shenanigans, so I don't know if this is the best time to talk about anime and manga stuff.
No, we can talk about anime and manga stuff. Fucking cops got us, so we gotta go loud.
Gotta do the business.
That's why I shot them. Like, honestly, sometimes you don't have to. You don't worry about the fucking. Don't worry about the fucking collateral and just get them to stop.
Cease. But yes, I noticed you've been posting some thoughts on some mangas and some animes lately. So I always like to check in with what you're doing.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of any that I might have shouted out immediately. Oh. If I had a moment, I'd go look at like what I posted so I could comment on them. But unfortunately, my memory is so fucking shot.
Let's see. I mean, just scrolling down some of your latest stuff. You mentioned the Tenken anime.
Yep. I finally So I have a subscription to High Dive. I barely fucking use it, mostly because out of spite. Because I really don't need more fucking streaming services, and I'm not gonna lie, people might say otherwise. High Dive's kind of a piece of shit. I'm pretty sure they're just people who didn't want to fucking partner with Crunchyroll and made their own thing, and their things kind of sucks.
I kind of feel like people wouldn't. I don't know if they disagree. I feel like I've seen in our Discord some complaints about High Dive as well, or maybe on Twitter or something. It happens sometimes. There's a lot. I mean, not that Crunchyroll's website is fine. Their non-website apps have always been kind of garbo and still aren't really better, I don't think.
Yeah, but at least they have an app.
True. They have an app. That is correct.
And
it's not great, but they do have an app.
And they have iterated upon it. Like they have iterated on. That's fire. And High Dive has no fucking like PS5 app. I do believe they have a mobile app, but people say that's like even worse shit. It's like their library, well, it is pretty sizable. It's, you know, still not the fucking greatest. But since they've been pulling like exclusive fucking deals on things, I'm like, if I want to watch this, I have to go there. And I hate that. I really hate that. People always talking shit about like, yeah, no, Architect got kind of has the same way. But they keep pulling they keep pulling exclusives of things I want to watch, and I'm just like, why do I gotta do this? Because there's no place for me to watch it except for on my computer and on my phone, which is the dumbest thing.
So let's see. Yeah. So I had to look this up just to double check. But so High Dive LLC is a subsidiary of Sentai Filmworks.
Yep.
Which is owned by AMC Networks in the U.S. And so that is basically what it is just. And considering that they're based in Houston, which is very similar to where Funimation, I suspect that there may be some old business rivalries there.
Yeah.
Because there's even talk about like, oh my god, sorry, I'm reading the Wikipedia article, and even there, I'm like, oh yeah, this strikes me of the classic like petty competition bullshit. To quote Wikipedia, in April of 2018, High Dive began offering dubcasts to compete with Funimation's Simuldub program. Because, you know, that's just what we do. We're just going to make up new terms for the thing to compete.
No,
but yeah, so basically, it seems like High Dive kind of grew out of the select titles from Sentai and Filmworks and stuff because the Amazon-focused channel Anime Strike closed. And then when because Verve was actually, that's really interesting. Okay, so Verve was a subsidiary and technically still is a subsidiary of Crunchyroll. So Verve and Crunchyroll are the same thing, even though I believe they have different apps and stuff. So that means that when Verve used to work with High Dive and do some of their like stream sharing and stuff, but when Funimation acquired Crunchyroll as the process of getting acquired by Sony, that means they acquired Verve. So High Dive left Verve. It's all very businessy and nonsensical.
Yeah. Now, and like I said, I've talked about this months. I'm sick of anime getting so split up. I really am. Like,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's a lot of nonsense.
There's a lot out there, and that's just like people always talk about monopolies bad. I'm like, it's like they can be bad. You know what also can be bad? Spreading out fucking everything. Like, I'm pretty sure
we're basically in the period of that right now, right?
Like, if I paid $30 a month for a service and they literally just had every single fucking oops, I might die here. And they had every single fucking anime that is like been spread out, I would pay that because A, I don't have to go looking for it, and B, I'm pretty sure it'd be cheaper. Because if I wanted to like get through all the anime I have right now, I'd have to get Netflix, I have to get Crunchyroll, I have to get High Dive, I have to have Amazon, I have to have the fucking Disney Hulu shit going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really, we're in a weird point. So like when internet streaming started, when it was like, you know, Netflix and then Crunchyroll kind of explicitly emerged as a way to like handle anime stuff, you know, before everybody got their own streaming apps properly set up, like exclusive streaming apps. I know lots of places dabbled in like, you know, week later or next day showing off some of their TV shows like in their own websites and stuff. but like almost everything was on like one or two services.
Ooh,
You
excuse
had
me.
you had Netflix for most TV and stuff, and some anime, and then uh, then Crunchyroll was kind of like really big on the anime stuff. Um, and it was just everybody was like, okay, well, we're not really doing this, so we'll sell Netflix or whoever the license and go from there. And then Netflix is talking about how much fucking money they have and all that other stuff and the market share, and everybody decides to kind of take all their shit back and produce their own. Some honestly better than others. For instance, technically, we watched Top Gun Maverick through Paramount Plus because it was technically cheaper for my parents to get a like couple months discount deal on it than to straight up rent it from Amazon. It was like $1 cheaper. So I should probably, while we still got that channel for the couple of months deal, check through to see if there's anything crazy streaming on there. But I know that they have certain things, like they keep trying to make stuff like they make exclusive Star Trek stuff on Paramount Plus and some other things. Did they produce Halo? They produced the Halo TV series. I'm not gonna watch it because I've heard that it's not great. It's not great even if you're not a Halo fan. If you are a Halo fan, it's just really not that good. Astonishing when they can make 3-minute live action commercials for Halo that are better. Yeah, Loth is like, it's awful. I trust him. He know the Halo. In my head, no, I'm not. Yeah, but like I'm sure they produced it because Paramount Plus is trying to get better shows to make people buy into Paramount Plus. I know that HBO Max, Go, whatever the fuck is going on with Warner Brothers and HBO. They tried to make that a big deal thing, and then it kind of didn't because they're also like slashing a huge amount of their catalog so that they don't have to keep paying royalty fees, even though they produced that fucking content. I know that, like, for instance, HBO Go is like just delisting fuck tons of animation and stuff, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of animation produced by the Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network oeuvre are, better. I also like that, even Cartoon Network had to do a thing a few months back when they announced that the actual Cartoon Network studios was closing. They had to be like, well, hold on. That was our production studio. The channel's not going anywhere, guys. Which just all getting folded into WB Animation. To which I say, is it really that different? Because, you're still getting corporately reorganized. There's a lot of rumors, for instance, that's going to happen to Rooster Teeth's animation wing as well. They're owned by Warner. They've been, a subsidiary of Warner Brothers for several years now. And apparently, with their last contract season, none of their animation staff had their contracts renewed. It's not like necessarily they fired a bunch of people. They just let all the workers, like, contracts for the year or whatever expire and chose not to renew them. So it sounds like that's probably getting shifted over to a central Warner Brothers animation studio. I mean, I read the Halo novels, so I'm like, you asked me that question, I'm like, there's no difference. It's all Master Chief. That's the point. The point is that he's just the chief. But I'm sure that they thought that would be too weird, so everybody just calls him fucking John all the time. Even though in the games and books, that's, very, very few people bother to call John 117 John. I think it's mostly just Halsey. And God help me, whatever the fuck, I can't imagine somebody writing Dr. Halsey correctly these days. Anyway, that's my fucking... Me and Loth are going to start a new podcast, the Halo podcast, where we're just going to yell about Halo lore and how it got stupid and dumb when 343 took over.
Well, you heard Hector. No time to piss around.
Yeah, that's another thing I've heard. There's even after The Mandalorian proved that you can have a character who spends literally like 99% of his time helmeted, you gotta take off his hat and show John's face, even though that's, again, the whole fucking point. Master Chief never took off his armor. Is Sergeant Johnson in the Halo TV series? Because I bet they fucked that up too. Dear Earth, we regret being alien bastards. We regret that the Corps is gonna just blew up our raggedy-ass fleet. God, I love Sergeant Johnson. Okay, well, it's terrible that they didn't add Sergeant Johnson, but I'm also glad with the way the series showed up that they did not do Sergeant Johnson, because I'm sure they would fuck that up too. Yeah, I understand that. Some actors feel like they really need the FaceTime for like the representation. And I know that like contractually stuff is very weird. Sometimes with actors in like premium stuff. Like I know that for instance, you know, when the show is new and not successful, there's a lot of deal with, you know, Game of Thrones had this a lot where there's a deal with a lot of the early actors and actresses especially actresses, about, you know, doing nude scenes and stuff, and that, you know, as the show gets more and more popular, you go to your contract and be like, yeah, I don't want to be naked anymore. And that's a different discussion about, you know, how dumb that may or may not be. For, you know, that they have the requirements in the first place and all this stuff, but then you get to change your mind later when you're big and famous. But yeah, it's just I'm trying to think of the best way to. It's one of those things, like, right, that even now people are still worried about with stuff. What's the? Let me double check in movies and stuff. I think in moving pictures. Is there? Okay, yeah. There's some. That's right. There's some of the staff for the Last of Us HBO series made some dumb comments about, oh, it's permanent because it's a game. You know, the fucking. You know, you can't just reload a checkpoint. Yeah, but that means you went back in time. I know. Like, there's always some concern with video game efforts where I feel like film people don't have, like, a lot of actors and producers and stuff don't have the stones to really stick to their guns on the production. And it ends up being weird for it because they feel like they gotta movie it up. Which you don't really have to movie it up. Like I said, I feel like Top Gun Maverick is a bit, like, literally just change all the nouns to be all the made-up nouns from Ace Combat's Strange Reel. That's an Ace Combat movie, just because it has the spirit, right? You don't have to work that hard. That does remind me, double checking in moving pictures, reminding me of people who do like the source material. That's a very interesting thing going on. That Henry Cavill has left the Witcher TV series on Netflix because he had disagreements with the production staff about how that show should be shot and how much they kind of drifted from the original, like, Witcher continuity, both the games and the books and stuff, and kind of were doing things that he didn't feel were appropriate to the character. The internet seems a little divided on whether or not Cavill is an okay guy for that, because on the one hand, a lot of people are like, well, fuck yeah, he should, you know, leave if they're changing up the characters. They're doing that adaptation thing we don't like. But also some other people are like, okay, but also that sounds really annoying to be on set with this guy who's like, I don't want to do my lines because I don't think they're in character. Personally, that just sounds like a lot of really intense actors to me have that thing that comes up, you know?
Yeah, because they do method acting, right?
Yeah, there's method acting, and there's just getting in character and just knowing your character really well. Like, and also, to be fair, the reason why Cavill was talking about these, you know, inconsistencies and these changes was because he's a big fan of the book series. Like, he's a fan of the universe. That's why he got attached to this project. Now the people making this project are changing it away from the thing that he liked and signed on for. Of course he wants to leave, right? Yeah. Like, they're doing the thing that he as a creative didn't want to do. So it's, I don't know, it seems kind of normal for him to want to bail. And, like, if that drives people away because they feel like they know it's going to be more of a drift, it's another thing. But now apparently, because they are going to end up rebooting the DC cinematic universe again, so he's out of a job for Superman. He's apparently signed on with some Amazon studios to produce some sort of Warhammer 40K TV series. So I can't wait to see what kind of terrifying clusterfuck that will be. But yeah, we started this by talking about streaming services and stuff.
Well, yeah.
As a way of talking about anime and things.
Yeah, because, like I said, my job is really lenient. And as long as I'm getting my numbers, they don't mind necessarily that I have, like, you know, music on, videos on, stuff. And I double-checked, and guess what? Crunchyroll and HiDive, you know, goes through their internet. And I'm just all like, this is good. So I've been trying to get caught up on my high dive shows. Because, like I said, they have their own exclusive things, because they have to be better than fucking Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know, like you said, it's at your work, so you've got the opportunity on a PC.
Yeah.
Because you can't get it other places.
yeah. Listen, when I'm at home, I'm doing, like, so much. This is why I like... Oh, Axe is down. Where's Axe? Oh, Lot's got him. Like... I'll have anime on my TV. I'll have my phone playing a game. I'll have my tablet on another game. I'll have, you know, Google and Discord on one monitor, and I'll be playing a PC game on my main monitor. That's how much I fucking multitask. Like, I ain't got time to be putting, like, this is why I like having, like, the split. But, so I finally started to get getting caught up on a couple of things I've been lax on. The one I actually finished today was, my Isekai Life. I woke up in another world, and I got a second, Loth saying fuck, so I was a little concerned.
You just concerned he blew up the meth again?
Yeah. Am I cooking? I guess I'm cooking.
Lucky, we gotta cook.
We gotta cook, Lucky. Oh, we gotta make 3. Okay. That shouldn't be too hard. If you guys would stop going downstairs!
Axe is down again.
Take him out on the stairs.
What are they gonna do? Shoot at the meth and blow us all up? Also, Legendary, you are correct. DC has a long history of resetting stuff a lot and it getting a little nonsensical. That was actually an OSP video, a detailed diatribe a little while back, focused on what Red called the multiverse problem, and it discussed a lot about DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths and how that was supposed to unfuck the problematic nature of the multiverse, and it just ended up not really doing that because it just kept a lot of the problems in, and it just taught them that they can just reset everything. Makes it hard to get invested. Comics are going through some stuff right now.
I have armor piercing, so I'm gonna keep trying to fucking take him down, but I gotta steal some ammo here. No, we don't have caustic soda. Well, thank God for that. Sorry, I'm trying to snipe this Captain Winters.
Yes, I recall that name from a Russian Badger video. I believe they are a fucker.
Yeah. Okay, I got one of the shields. Got him.
Yo, dog, I heard you like shields, so you put shields on your shields.
Yep, I just literally kept shooting through his shields to him. Now, if I want to go down, you can. I'm going to use the med kit. What did Axe do? Watch out, I think the shields are still running around. Alright, but I got the fucker. Flash out. Pardon me, there's nothing in there. Whoop, I'm coming back upstairs. Loth, you're gonna have to cook the next batch. I don't have all 3 ingredients. But so I started my Isekai life, which is an interesting one. I think it's actually very damn respectable for an animation. Because like I said, it's a we have a hostage back here. I almost shot him. I almost shot the hostage. The colors got me. But where was I going with this? Yes, it's damn respectable because it's a pretty normal kind of isekai story. Like a guy just wakes up, unlocks unknowable, fathomless powers, and just kind of, you know, rolls with it. But there's no harem in it. Like, actually, there's like no romance at all. The guy is typically like, no, I'm not gonna get super involved with people. I'm a loner. Leave me alone. But he, you know, goes around solving crimes, doing good things, and there's actually a pretty good story arc. As with most things that, you know, start off a light novel, that's not the entire story, but, you know, if they tried to do the entire thing, you would either have a really long series or episodes that are just what's the word I want to use? Just smash cuts from scene to scene to scene.
Yeah.
So the story is actually pretty good. I won't go into necessarily detail about it, but the thing that like I actually found really cool about it was actually that the animation in it was actually pretty sweet. They put a lot of good effort into the animation and in the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack was pretty good too. Oh, Dozer!
Up against the wall, and I am the fucking wall.
Where Loth? Oh, there's Loth.
It's because it's been so many years. So I don't actually remember some of the voice quotes from the special cops as well in playing Payday 2 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like also to talk to Legendary in the chat while Lucky's clicking heads. I feel like Marvel is setting themselves up so that they can hypothetically retcon things, and like a lot of the latest stuff has been involving their own multiverse shenaniganery. But they're still aiming for it to be an outgrowth of a lot of the stuff going on with them for the most part. As opposed to like directly just remaking old movies. They are trying to figure out a way to logically keep some of their same actors and continuity of factors in and just, you know, start playing around with some alternate shit. And we'll see how that goes for them. Yeah, it's true. They don't reboot. They just alter stuff, and they acknowledge that they're altering stuff by telling like, "Hey, here's how we're changing things. Look at this. This is different." But so to return to the original point, like you're saying, you know, my Isekai life, very well produced.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Sounds
Like,
good.
if you're looking for like a stock standard isekai with no like very dramatic flares and stuff with good animation, it's like I hardly recommend it. But after that is something I've been really meaning to get into. Guys, you just want to stick with this 3 and get the fuck out? Well, we gotta wait for the van anyway.
As your guy in the back seat, I would say it sounds like you guys should probably cut your losses, because I feel like you guys have been going down and getting blown up a little bit.
Yeah, that happens.
Sometimes you gotta know when to fold them.
Yeah. So everyone grab a bag. We're getting the fuck out as soon as that van gets here. Oh, I was the last one to get a bag. I was the late one. But, so what I've been, what I started today and was very excited for is I actually started reincarnated as a sword, which is another one of those nonsensical ones that just make you go, what was the author smoking when he decided to write this? You know, I put it kind of on the same level as, you know, reincarnated as a fucking vending machine, reincarnated as a hot spring. There's other ones like that. All right, let's roll. We have a window.
A literal window or a figurative window?
Both. Cloaker! Ah!
What? Oh shit. Axe down literally 5 feet from the van. Just throw him in the back.
We have to throw the meth in the back.
Yeah, you gotta put the meth in the van.
Put
But
the
no, I
meth
find it
in the
hilarious
van,
because-
Axe! Oh.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
I do find it very funny that just again, because like the mechanics in the game being older, it's like you can't do the one of them video game
Oh,
things.
it's
You can't
you.
do the logical thing of just Axe is down just outside the van to escape. Let's just put him in the van.
He wants to know where they're headed. A rat in their midst has sold them out to the Cobra Street Gang. Vicious pricks that even Hector's people don't deal with. Which is where you come in. Trade the meth with them for the info.
I don't remember this day, so this is gonna be weird. I could have swore Axe still had a bag. It was weird.
I mean, it looked like he had a bag on his shoulder. It might have been a normal bag, not a meth bag.
But
I'm kind of tabbing around, while you talk. I'm not constantly watching the
yeah.
payday.
So reincarnated as a sword. It's one of the ones I do. It's like it's one of the weird ones, but I enjoy it. There's not romance per se, but there is a growing oh.
Fingers off the triggers unless you want this to get messy. Keep your eyes open for anything suspicious.
Axe, grab the meth.
Everybody pick up your meth. In-game.
Axe did not grab the meth.
Go to the apartment and get what we came here for.
So we're about to do a fucking drug deal here.
And how will this turn into kill 6 billion cops? We don't know.
That's why no one will see them bleed. All right, let's get out of here. Axe is in there breaking into people's shit. Easy day. Mission accomplished.
I guess they cared more about their fix than the information. Junkies aren't great with abstraction.
So, it's there's no romance, but there's a growing relationship between the sword and his wielder, and I'm always down for that shit, especially since the wielder is a cute small cat girl who's basically a kudere. So I'm just like, yes.
Eliminate the Mendoza top guys and end this story. We'll go in by chopper.
Oh, Axe got the assets this time.
The speed.
He had the speed. I just wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about stuff.
I mean, I said that's gonna be how you're gonna get it. You just gotta be thinking about something else.
But like I said, and so far I'm only a few episodes in, but I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't actually read much of the of either of the web novel. I've been reading the manga, but I haven't really read the web novel or light novels, so don't really have much to change it on. Oh shit, we're doing the bus. Shit.
Boss.
The convoy has stopped. Move towards the bus. Remember, we're after the rat. Head for the bus. Keep your heads low and move from cover to cover. They hear the cop radio. Law enforcers are on the way. They arrive in 30 seconds.
Sorry, they have a C4 underneath their fucking money bag, so I have to keep.
Yep. You've got to disarm the money.
I gotta disarm the money.
Oh, and that actually reminds me of something I can mention while Lucky's busy. Speaking of Ryuga Gatsuku and stuff like that, Yakuza. Just today, Ray Nervais, streamer, also posted VODs to his YouTube. He has a highlight of his time playing Yakuza Kiwami up on his channel.
Oh, nice.
So compressed and stuff. He's a big Yakuza fan, so I think he's played most of the games at this point. So you can obviously watch. He's got, like I said, VODs on his YouTube channel of the streams he did on Twitch because he's primarily a Twitch streamer.
Guys, use the side
videos,
bridge
so
here so you're not like fully exposed.
cover. It's important.
Yes.
But yeah, so I know for a fact he's got a Yakuza 0 and now Yakuza Kiwami 1 highlights up. If you've got several hours to kill, because obviously even though they are highlight videos, they are highlights of his entire playthroughs of these games. And if you know anything about Ray, he's a little bit of an achievement hunter. He's not an achievement hunter anymore, but it's funny because he used to be. And he does like achievements. So they're very thorough playthroughs.
Oh yeah, if he's getting if he's being very thorough, that means he's going for the 100% completion rate, which is a bitch.
Yeah. I think if I remember rightly from the Yakuza Kiwami one that happened today, he gets through, the highlights go through his journey all through the main plot, and then it gets to the end, and he's checking out, the bonus stuff you unlock. He gets some new outfits and some other cool shit, and he's pops up as an achievement tab, and he's like, okay, so done with the main story, and it looks like I have, looking at my completion percentage, I have 29 more achievements to go. So yeah, but yeah, so that's a great way to spend some time, and if you want some highlights without necessarily doing the whole thing yourself, because it is going to take you a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is this a trophy? Hey, it's an anniversary item. Sick.
Yay, items, stuff.
Oh. Okay, we're going the wrong way.
You've gone the wrong way.
Well, it wasn't
Not
completely the wrong way.
It's just the mild wrong way.
He missed! I almost got cloaked, but somehow I fucking dodged it. Did I dodge a cloaker?
Of course you did. You are the dodge build.
I am the dodge build. God said not today. Ugh. But I'm excited. Who knows? Maybe I will actually put it on later. I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'm doing nowadays. Who am I even?
Yeah, you talk about being in that floaty time for games and stuff. I understand. The bouncing back and
because
forth.
we're actually in between cores right now for anime. So
Yep.
most of the seasons have already finished, and we're waiting. We're basically waiting for the new year to flop over, so we can get our new core going. And there's a lot. Oh, don't worry, it teleported back onto the railing. I think that's all of them. It's Boogie. Run away! What is that zip line? Oh, the vantage point. Axe, don't. Axe, you spend too much time worrying about other things besides reaching the objective.
We're just here to steal shit.
All right, but there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to next core, and half of. So you decided to stop, face it, and shoot it. Besides running to the fucking objective, you would have spent less time running. And trust Trust me, Axe. You know. Oh. Sorry, you're both the same color for me. Why?
Yeah, it's weird.
Hang on a second here.
Because I see Axe's color displayed as red and like the pick and stuff.
Am I just dumb? I might just be dumb. I'm sorry, Axe. No, I'm not going to apologize to you. I've been giving Axe shit for the shit you've been doing. Let's see here. All right. Well, clear your career. Oh, big oil. No, I don't want to do big oil. Oh, hey, chapter 2.
Well, it sounds like Big Oil's big problem.
It is. It is.
If you want to concentrate on that, I know we've only been going for about 2.5 hours, but I mean, it was a holiday. It's back-to-back holidays this week. I don't really have anything else to talk about.
No, I really don't either.
Obviously, What's Up is always a fun time, but we are ending up doing it today for other scheduling reasons. So if we, it's after 10 o'clock, we can pack it and I can edit this out.
Mm-hmm.
I can go back to playing Judgment.
Yeah, I'm good with calling it here. I would like to be able to get into the voice call with these notes so I know when people who's talking.
Right, yeah, so you can understand what's up with whom. Okay, then we'll do the wrap up here. Sorry for the sudden transition, but we'll do the thing, and I got to do work to get the audio out there. And like I said, if you want more of us, we did do some streams at the front of the week, and the AP is live today. Please go check it out. With great regret, because it wasn't getting a lot of traction, I changed the title from Raccoon Revolution, because apparently that wasn't getting you guys to click on it. Let me see how it's doing right now. No, it still has the same number of views. Oh, it's City of Friendship. Fuck it, I'm changing it back to Raccoon Revolution. I stand by my creative decision. That's the best name. If y'all don't like it, it's your problem. I am keeping the AKA subtitle. And, patrons can go ahead and watch the Muramasa Wanted. That's up already for them as well. So we'll get on out of here and leave you about your business on this Eventide, and see you tomorrow, I guess, technically, for Let's Talk FGO. We'll figure it out. Worst comes to worst, I can stream it from my show notes to make it go faster. The notes of show, of which there'll be more show notes tomorrow because they're going to have their special project and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we'll get our first run on whatever fucking stupid nonsense the banners are going to be. No matter what is coming up with Lost Belt 7 stuff, it'll be something. Somebody's going to break something. Sounds pretty crazy. But all right, let's get on out of here. Let's meander on out. If you're watching this video, be sure to give it a like if you liked it. Feed the algorithm. Give us some likes. There's 8 of you watching right now and only 2 likes. Y'all slacking. Literally just click a button. Just tab over and click that like button. Go to ground. Great. If you have any comments, you can leave in the comment section down below. You can hit up our Discord. Link is on the video description and on our channel page. Jump on our Discord. It's a fun time. You can see Lucky yell about more anime and manga. We can talk about video games, movies, whatever. Get all your latest newsies. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel to get more. To come back for Let's Talk FGO, the Muramasa Wanted, whatever. Follow us on. Get in there. Sub. If you're already subbed, make sure to ring the bell for notifications. You always know when we're posting new videos, such as when we decide to randomly stream What's Up in the middle of the night. Probably because that's easier and that gets us out Saturday as well. We'll see exactly what we're doing and how I got to schedule it. It'll probably be live. Like I said, worst comes to worst, I can just stream my show notes for the sake of, making it easier. And you guys have really latched on to the occasional live episodes of Let's Talk, I say, to the wider audience. Some of our biggest episodes have been either panel reactions or just extra streams because of timing. So hopefully y'all be in for that hype. Make sure you've got the bell rung so you can catch that hype as well. You can also join our channel memberships, get access to membership badges and emotes you can see displayed in our lovely chat window to the side. Membership badges and emotes work in comments and community pages as well, so you can spice up your mailbag, which does exist, as several of you have found. And lastly, like I said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early. You can get access to episode audios as well. And it really supports us and is a fun time. And it is about to be a new year. So if you sign up for an annual membership, you get a little bit of a discount. So I think it's 11% I've got it set to. It's 10-ish% discount for the whole year. So it's a great time to lock in your whole year of Let's Talk FGO if you got a little bit of your holiday money lying around. That's everything I got to say in the spiel, so that's all for me.
All right, we will see you all next time then. Have a good evening, everyone.
Good night, everybody.